We're getting ready to start. If we could find the chairs. Thank you. Four, three, two. Good evening. We're going to call the meeting of the Orange County Advisory Committee for Redistricting on October 18th to order. It is 6:34. Thank you all for being here. We have a flag over there. So if you'll join me, please, we'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. It's behind us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to do a very quick roll call, make certain we have quorum, but I know we do. Perez, I am here. Co-Chair Evans. Gary Jones. Present. Ruth Ann Connor-King. Zach Hoover. Present. Joe Kilshemer. Mayor? No. Okay. Jason Mellon? Present. Mark Arias? Not yet. Tom Callan? Present. Jimmy Auffant? Present. Julio Roca?
Presente.
Gracias. Wes Hodge? Kelly Simrad? Present. Virginia Whittington? And Commissioner Hardage? Present. Thank you. We certainly have quorum. I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting. This meeting is in District 4, and our District 4 Commissioner, Maribel Gomez Cordero, is here to welcome us. Commissioner Cordero.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos. I welcome you all to the South Econ Recreational Center. Le doy la bienvenida a todos al Southeast Econ Recreational Center. It makes me happy to see the Redistricting Advisory Committee continue to visit all 6 commissioners' districts. Le doy las gracias y me hace muy contenta que el Redistricting, el board, sigue visitando a todos los distritos. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the committee and everyone in the audience to District 4. Le quiero dar la bienvenida a todos los del board. Gracias por su dedicación y por su tiempo voluntario, y a todos los residentes. I want to welcome all the board and the members because of their time that they volunteer here, and also the residents that are here tonight. Thank you also to the county staff who are providing invaluable services and advice to this very special and important process that only occurs once a decade. Le doy gracias también al staff que está proveyendo este valioso servicio que es bien especial y bien importante en el proceso que solo ocurre cada década, cada 10 años. The redistricting process is not easy, but I trust that the members of the committee will produce a map that will best represent the people of Orange County for the next 10 years. Thank you again. Le doy las gracias a todo el board y sé que ustedes van a hacer una labor bien importante que va a representar al pueblo del condado Orange. Dios me los bendiga, and good night.
Thank you, Commissioner. We also have the honor of having our mayor, Mayor Demings, here. Mayor, you want to share a few words?
Good evening, everyone, and to all of you, Commissioner Gomez Cordero. She did a fantastic job in both Spanish and English, and it sounded, though, when she was speaking Spanish that she sped up. She was like, I'm going to hurry up and get through this. But let me just say to all of you, thank you to our residents who have joined us tonight, but also let me just say thank you to those of you who have agreed to volunteer to help shepherd us through the process as members of the redistricting body. I do know that the work is not easy, it has not been easy, and there's still much work to be done. But the citizens of Orange County are dependent upon all of you to do your best and to get it right, to ensure that there's fair representation as we endeavor to move forward during the next decade. And so I just wanted to stop by tonight to
resolve this issue by excluding that portion, and then you fix it on your next map.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Okay.
One
So,
way or the other, it resolves itself.
Rephrase your motion.
there is, but so then we are
Are you referring to
So let's see. So I can zoom into the location on our interactive map, and we should be able to see, let's see, where are we?
Mr. Chairman. On the agenda package that was given to us, it's called Committee Proposal 1A. I think it's depicted, so this area would remain in District 1. I believe that's the suggestion. So just for record
yes,
purpose.
that is a suggestion.
For the record purposes, we're referring to the map that's Committee Proposal.
I don't remember. Is that correct? Is this right?
You may need
All right. 1200950011043.
Thank you so much, Virginia. Virginia, questions, issues? If not, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion amending Member Auffant's motion to add all of Ocoee to now exclude that one Clerk, you
Co-Chair, thank you.
don't have to yell at me.
For the record, I know that we have just clarified or amended the motion, but is it the committee's desire to move forward for future consideration map 1A in lieu of map 1?
Well, it was map 1. It was a technical change in the prior motion. We can certainly take a motion, Clerk, if you think that's necessary, but
I do, because right now you're moving forward with map 1 based on your October 11th meeting, and now we have a new map which excludes that portion that's zero population,
No
the
worries.
non-contiguous.
thanks. Is there then a motion to approve map 1A?
So moved.
So
Made
moved.
that.
I'll make the motion.
Julio Roca makes the motion. Is there a second? Mr. Arias, we'll call it. Is there any discussion on this, moving this forward into keeping any consideration?
For process, Mr. Chairman, Virginia,
Yes,
does this mean that map 1
it's gone.
goes away? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Okay. Committee Proposal 1A is now moved forward and approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure you all were awake before I started. Mayor, good evening. Commissioner Gomez Cordero, Soil and Water Chair Curtis, hello. Things that I wanted to do with this was to remove some of the many notches and inconsistencies that were in the previous districts while also reallocating the population. Starting with District 1, the reasoning for using Colonial Drive as the boundary between Districts 1 and more in common with District 2, while the new development happening south of Colonial Drive is more in line with the development in which spans geographically about 2/3 of the county. And the easiest way to start addressing that, because the west segments at a time, for the reason of avoiding unnecessary movement of voters from their elected county commissioner, I went ahead and looked at moving the entirety of Maitland. I will need to amend this map because in the software there is a small segment of Maitland that stayed in District 5. That was not my intent, so I will want to amend that portion of the map. Then coming over to the east side, population from District 4, which was over, while maintaining the residents of the current. So those are the basic overall changes of this. As far as the population, subsequent to these changes, you can see that there is room for growth in 4 and 1, which are our largest growing county commission districts. And it also maintains the diversity of the existing county commission districts so that there is fair representation. Into District 4.
So that 27-person.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
My apologies.
Okay, great. Now, let's go ahead and begin discussion. Is there any discussion? Please use your clickers, because honest to God, it's really hard to see your mics and hands. This is
nice. District 2 is minus 7.33 and District 6 is minus 8.86. We need to pick up population for District 6 and District 2 at the same time. I liked those aspects, what you did. I have maybe some changes later on. I'd like to move this forward for discussion. I think it's a well-done map. It's an improvement. I think we still can work on it to make it better, but I think it's very well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that a motion to move it forward for discussion? Yeah, no, I'm just asking if that was a motion.
I'm not making a motion. I just wanted to make my comment.
Okay, you said I want to move it forward. Okay, great. Virginia, Whittington.
Thank you. I just want to clarify, Mr. Hodge, nice work here. Did I understand you to say that you were moving that sliver of Holden Lakes into District 6 or Holden Heights? I thought I may have heard you say Holden Heights, which is already in District 6.
from Oakland who are still in District 1 and move them into District 2. I think you can do that without
Yes, likewise, I think the map is well done. I did have one comment. In District 6, you've changed the boundary to 528, and that takes pull into District 4. So if I had to recommend any
did keep those intentionally in District 6. The intention was considerate of that when I made that adjustment.
Jimmy Auffant.
Wes, I have various problems with this map. And let me start by saying taking out the whole city of Maitland from District 5, is where the problem starts. I was told last week, correctly, that we need to keep certain areas together. I was told about Gotha, and I already announced, and I intend to put Gotha back into one. But splitting up Oakland, splitting up Winter Garden, taking out of District 2 the city of Orlando, who provides services there, and being then the only municipality that doesn't have any access to the city of Orlando for the first time in the history of Orange County. Putting Williamsburg, that since its creation was in District 1 and District 4. These are major changes. People are used to where they live and to be served by their commissioner. Moving them around creates chaos. There was no need. District 5, with all due respect, was 574 people under. To take out Maitland, who's always been in District 5 historically, all its life, who is a sister city to Winter Park, who work together, they're neighbors for the record, for those of you who do not know that. This is creating a disruption that is not needed. I agree with Commissioner Hodge. There's no need to put the International Drive in District 4. It's been traditionally in District 6. There's no need to put Williamsburg into District 4, except for the fact that by taking out Maitland, now we have to find some additional numbers to change this area. If I'm going to be reminded to keep communities together, such as Gotha, and I admit my error, okay? I admit my error. But now we're going to split Winter Garden in half. We're going to split Ocoee in half. We're going to take all of the city of Orlando out of District 6 just to remove one city from one district. With all due respect, I cannot vote for this map. I'll put that out right now.
Thanks, Jimmy. Commissioner Hardage.
It's not a standard for designing maps, but one of the things that we are encouraged to follow as much as we can it would be the existing boundaries of all the districts. And I know that can't always be done, but as much as possible, we should be respecting the existing boundaries, except in those cases where we can in order to get the population right. So as much as I respect the great work you've done, I would be a no vote for this map as well.
Thank you, Commissioner Kelly.
Thank you, Co-Chair. Mr. Hodge, I like your map. I like what you did to District 5. I had a question regarding, I share some of the concerns, like the Oakland comment. That's a small community. So I do share some of the concerns of the other council members. My question for you was, did you consider moving anything west of I-4 out of District 5?
Yes, because I did remove that. The Maitland was in its entity in District 5, and it does span I-4. So bringing that part, putting Maitland into District 2 would have brought it back across I-4. The only part that remains would be the College Park neighborhood.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. No, I did not, because of the population density, making it up on that east side gets very difficult once you get past Avalon Park Boulevard as a boundary. So that's why I kind of left it in for right now. But of course, this is the starting point, and we can certainly play with the map some more and see what it does.
Okay, thank you. And then with regard to Winter Garden, because that's such a fast-growing area, I liked that it was put into 2 districts so that it would help distribute that growing population. I thought that was a bold move, and I thought it was a good one. Thank you.
Tom.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. One of my concerns about District 2 is currently District 2 is 32% black on demographics, and with this proposal, it goes down to 26%. And it goes from 39% what's classified as white under the proposal to 45%. So I know it's a challenge for every person you put from District 2 into District 6. That does affect the demographics, but that remains a concern I have as well. I join the concerns about Maitland. I think Maitland is more towards District 5. More of Winter Garden should go to District 2 around Lake Apopka. They have more of a commonality of interest, I think, based on neighborhood.
And I agree. When I was looking at the analysis of District 2, it does, though, still with 25% ethnicity as identified as Hispanic, does keep it as a majority-minority district. So I think that you still do have ample opportunity for representation there.
Madam Co-Chair.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Wes, for putting this together. I, too, share concerns. My probably biggest concerns right now relate to removing economic footprint out of District 6. I think that's particularly concerning. I'm also, along with other members, not enthused about the strategy for shifting District 5 so significantly, given that it wasn't as problematic from the outset. I don't think that this should be a map that we consider to move forward, but I do appreciate that. I think the feedback given at this meeting should help the next attempt to be more spot on. But I appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
My screen shows no other speakers or comments. Are there any who wish to speak or comment? Oh, have you been pushing your button? It's not working? There you are. Okay. You must have pushed it twice.
Awesome. As an Ocoee resident, I can't say enough. We want one commissioner, not two, especially with the construction we have going on 50. It's really, really hard to, promote progress and work within the county when you're dealing with 2 commissioners. And Ocoee, reason I cannot approve this particular map. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Julio Roca.
Yeah, I'm not going to take a lot of time. I just want to echo Jimmy's comments, and so is Jason's. I think that we need to keep Ocoee together. It's what they're used to, and I think that is what's going to work. I've done some work out there in Ocoee, little work, but enough that they want to stay together. That's as much as I know. Thank you.
Are there any other comments? Mr. Hodge, do you wish to add anything?
I think that part of the task that this commission is going to have to deal with is our community is growing. And so while there has been deference to certain municipalities staying together in the past, it's not a practicality as we grow. And so while, Mr. Auffant, I respect that Maitland and Winter Park want to stay together, it may not be in the best interest of our community as a whole for that to remain the fact. So we need to weigh what was versus where are we going. And so, this is not an easy map to present. I understand that. But it is signifying and representative of the growth that is going on in our community. And I think that that's something that we really need to take seriously.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Any other comments or questions on this map? Seeing none, Mr. Hodge, I'll leave it up to you. You've got a lot of pushback on the map. You can withdraw the map and resubmit, or we can have a motion to either accept it or reject it and then go forward in that fashion.
So in fairness to this committee, I think that I will withdraw the map. Is in the process of being redrawn anyway, so I'll bring forward a new consideration. But I appreciate all of the feedback. It was great to receive, and a lot of it has been heard and will be taken into consideration. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Thank you for your courtesy.
Is there going to be a motion on that?
No, there's no motion necessary if he withdraws it, will you? So that map will be withdrawn. Thank you, everyone, for great dialogue, great debate, great accepting comments, and I think this is a format for moving forward as we get more and more maps. The spirit of working together and sharing our thoughts is very positive, and it was a great process, so thank you all for that. We have come to the end of the agenda. Does anyone have any final comments for the good? Co-Chair Evans, anything?
I just want to say, I know this was the first map that didn't make it to the next step, although it's only a second map, but I think that one of the things that I always kind of come back to is it's like the definition of obscenity in case law. You don't know what it is until you see it. And I think that, as we see more maps, we will have a better idea collectively and individually as to some of the concepts and the issues that we need to address. And so I thank Member Hodge for having the willingness to put pride aside and just say, you know what, let me go back to the drawing board and see what's next. So I just want to acknowledge that I appreciate the professionalism in that.
Virginia.
And I too want to add my voice to the chorus and say thank you to those who came out early enough that we got some practice with this.
Absolutely.
And understanding that we may have to go back a few times. But I also want to say thank you to staff for being responsive with our requests. The yellow highlights work very, very well. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for saying that. I was going to add that at the end as well. It made such a difference in the ability to review this quickly. So that was wonderful. Jimmy.
Okay, I want to take the opportunity to say one thing. There was a concern about Belle Isle being left out. Just for the record, Belle Isle was not left out. What happened is that in 2011, the map was kind of rushed, and basically, at that point, somebody decided to use the B line as a dividing line, and Belle Isle has a portion past the B line. The reason I want to bring that up is, first, that is a mistake that has been in the map, just like the one in District in Alafaya. That was left in the old map. That was part of District 3 that was given to 4, but not removed from the map originally. What I'm trying to say tonight is be very careful of using highways. Highways seem reasonable, but at the same time, normally, automatically create division. I say that because when I did the maps, I realized that if I used the highways, I would have problems with the map, because basically the software is not coordinated for highways, it's coordinated for areas of the census. That is very important that you be very careful. But I want to finalize thanking our legal counsel for bringing up something that I think needs to be discussed, because there is a confusion about compactness. Compactness is not a legal requirement. Let me say that again. She stated it twice, and it's not. and I see a lot of people trying to concentrate in compactness. Compactness comes up if somebody challenges and says that the purpose of the compactness was to exclude, not to include. So when people I see doing compactness, please be careful. But last but not least, I want to thank Wes for one thing. I'm going to say this. Be careful of making substantial changes, removing large areas or changing things that traditionally have not been there, because you're going to get some pushback from the rest of the people. And that's what being that I'm probably the senior, other than maybe Tico's older than me, I'm not sure about that one, but being the senior member of the committee, I just want to give that word of witness, because I see a lot of people who try to use highways, and they don't work. They really don't work. They just divide. Thank you.
Thanks, Jimmy. Tom?
Thank you, Wes, again. I thought your comment was really well done, Wes, about inability to keep all cities within a district. It's impossible. You look at right now, Orlando's in 6 districts or whatever. Winter Garden currently is in 2. Ocoee is going to be in 2. You can't balance the numbers and have equal representation and keep them all in the same district. It's just not going to happen. I looked at the Orange County Property Appraisers website, the map search page, and it really shows the extent of the annexations by Winter Garden and Ocoee out west. And so I do think that's important. Jimmy, in all due respect, I do difference. I do think highways make great districts because it allows people to know which commission district they're in. I'm east of I-4, west of I-4, whatever. So it's something to consider. But again, Wes, I thought you did a nice job tonight. That's it.
Thank you, Tom. And for the record, Jimmy, I think Tom is older than you. I'm just saying. Commissioner Hardage.
Yes, I too wanted to thank Board Member West. That was courageous. And you provided some much needed training for us as to how we go down the road, because one of the thoughts I've had is, suppose we all submitted 2 maps. We'd have 30-some maps to do in the last week.
Right.
So the process that we used to go through this was very civil, I thought, and your response was very professional.
Thank you, Commissioner. I see no other comments. Our agenda is done. Co-chair, any final words? Do I have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn with 14 seconds. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. It's not going to be this short as we move forward. Virginia, next week, 2 maps from you. Thank you. And Tom, 1 from you. Thank you.